Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 134. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host,
Mr. Dane Cody.
Mr. Dane Cody and I get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Mostly video games, and of course a whole lot of BS.
Yeah.
So Dane,
What's up?
Since I've seen you last week,
Yes.
I'm a year older.
Yeah, you're fucking old, man.
I know, really old.
Happy birthday, belated. Even though I did, send you a pretty sweet birthday tweet.
Yeah, I liked your gift that you sent there. It was pretty funny. Yep, so I've updated to version 4.2.
4.2.
Yeah, the total bug-free version. We doubled the frame rate.
Sweet.
Added HDR and 4K graphics.
Only. Okay, well, it's not 8K or anything, but you're getting there.
We've got 4 versions more before we get to 8K.
Okay. Well, good luck with all of that.
Yeah, no, it was pretty funny. We went out this weekend for my birthday, me and a bunch of the boys, or a few of the boys. It's kind of annoying having a late November birthday because
so close to Christmas, man.
Well, that's it. You have the Santa Claus parade and then the lighted truck parade and all this BS going on that has everyone all over the place, or Christmas parties taking people away from being able to show up. But we had a decent crew.
Awesome.
It was a really strange night. So we're going to go off the rails before we get into our normal content here. So just bear with us. It was a really kind of funny night. We went to Japanese Village, which is like one of my favorite restaurants in town.
Okay.
And
Did you get some sushi, or was it a teppanyaki?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's like a Benihana teppanyaki where they cook the food in front of on the big stove in front of you, and you're all huddled around it. And
Japanese steakhouse, nice.
Yeah, and
Sweet.
It was, of course, the food's always phenomenal there. We took a funny picture where they dressed us up like shoguns, which is kind of silly. And it was kind of funny because they had a contest for if you ordered a certain meal, you were entered into winning luxury suite tickets to an upcoming event.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't say what the event was. It was just tickets to a luxury event at Save On Memorial Arena, which is like our big arena where we get concerts and hockey and stuff. And
right.
Big is in quotation marks because it's not that big because we're not Vancouver or anything.
It holds like what, 6,000?
Yeah,
people,
upwards.
like that?
Yeah, it's not terrible. Like it's big enough that we actually get like big name acts now, whereas they never came to Victoria before.
Right. Well, that's cool.
So yeah, whatever. We're having dinner. We do that. Blah blah blah. Me and my buddy Rick got entries to this contest. Didn't even think anything of it because I was getting wasted. Right. We ended up going to. This is where the night gets kind of funny. We ended up going to the ballet.
Okay.
That's the code word for strip club. Kids.
Got it.
And for whatever reason, they have this stupid effing DJ goes on the stage on Saturday nights, and he dresses up like a pervy disco weirdo guy with a mustache and bad hey guys, whatever, funny accent. He's like, he's like that kind of guy.
Okay.
Bad radio DJ, but he's like in a weird suit, and he plays a game with the audience where he has the dancers basically play spin the bottle, and they usually pick a male and a female out of the audience, and he has a little game where he's like, okay, pick a prize out of her box or out of my sack.
Okay.
I know, it's really corny and annoying. And
all right.
Anyway, the prizes are always like sex toys.
Okay.
Of random stuff. And or if you pick the wrong thing, he'll have like a rubber chicken. And anyway, at the end of the night, they have this big thing where they get the people who were wrong, and he does this in between like every show.
Right.
So by the end of the night, there's a bunch of people out there with like rubber chickens.
Got it.
And they have like a bonus round where they everyone has to throw them in the bucket, and then it goes from there, like elimination style, right?
Okay.
So anyway, at some point, for whatever reason, they just decided to throw chickens and rubber chickens into the crowd, and I got one.
You got a rubber chicken.
I got a rubber chicken. It wasn't a rubber chicken. It was a rubber wiener dog.
All right.
And meanwhile, he's like, hey, everyone, take turns and take your chance. And basically, the place is going crazy. There's like all these toys just flying, and just everyone's missing. Like, no one's getting it. And then a couple people get them, and then I'm standing there, and he points to me, and he's like, hey, you're up. And then I throw mine, and I get it in. Like, oh my God. I didn't expect to sink it. So now it's down to 3 of us. The story's going somewhere, people. Don't worry. It's down to 3 of us, and then they find 3 toys, because my toy was different than the other. Like, everyone had different types of toys, and these are like dog toys, like chewy rubber toys, you know, they're like when you squeaky toys.
Okay.
So they found us all the same toy to make it fair. These little like squishy squeaker piggy things.
Got it.
And then it was like they had us go up one after another, and of course, the first guy goes up, he misses. The second guy goes up, he misses. And they're like, oh, rad. I'm last. I'm like, I'm definitely missing, because it's like everyone in the place is staring at me. I nail it. I fucking nail it. It's like, woohoo, I won. Butt plug, anal beads, rainbow G-string. What else did I win? Some nipple suction toy thingy, just ridiculous shit. And I'm just like, wow.
All right.
It was pretty funny though, because like I drained that freaking pig in the basket. It was like a swish. It was pretty rad. Like, regardless of the dumb prize, I still won. So now, anyway, whatever. Yay, I won that. We're back to drinking and just screwing around and, you know, being boys at the ballet. And this girl like comes up to me and she's like, I want to buy your toys off you. I'm like, what? And we're not talking like just like, we're talking a very attractive girl is like, I want your toys. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She's like, yeah. She's like, I'll take whatever you give me. I'm like, you can have it all. I don't care. Like, it's not worth anything to me. Like,
right.
You tell me what you want to give me anyway. Who would have thought that by the end of the night, I would be selling sex toys to a pretty girl? I wouldn't have guessed that would have happened on my Saturday night out with the guys.
Well, hey, man, happy birthday, you know, and stuff.
It was pretty ridiculous. And then to make it even better, come Monday morning, I had an email saying I won tickets to Jim Jeffries.
Oh, sweet.
Because I ended up winning the contest from Japanese Village.
Look at you.
Yeah. So this weekend I get to go to an expensive ass comedy show. He's that Australian comic that I think he's got a couple Netflix specials. He's pretty well known. He had that skit about guns and American people go pretty viral on Facebook.
Yeah, I heard that. I've heard that one before.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked. That's pretty dope.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I had a fun night with my friends. Won some interesting prizes and a really cool prize.
And got rid of said interesting prizes.
Yeah, yeah, I got rid of them. I told my wife the story, and she just laughed. She thought it was pretty freaking funny. When I started the story, she knew right away where it was going. That I had won.
That's funny.
Like, yeah, I'm not adventurous for any of that stuff. So see you later.
Well, there you go.
So yeah. Anyway,
well, happy birthday to you.
Welcome to episode 134.
Heck yeah.
So, I guess with that being our BS section, we can get into some what you've been playing. Dane.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Have you been playing anything?
Man, so I played a bunch more Assassin's Creed Origins. That has been sort of, I mean, my go-to over the last little while here. I am... Oh boy, I don't even know how many hours in at this point.
I don't know how you check that. I remember seeing the stat on time. I think the Xbox shows it somewhere.
It's when you load your game. It usually says what level you are and how many hours you put in.
I'm always resuming from suspense. I'm never at the main menu. I'll have to go back.
Yeah, with my wife and I sharing a console, I generally go back to the main title screen just because that way I know it's been saved and I don't have to worry about something not working.
I haven't had any issues with that. I've had a couple crashes, but to be honest, I think it's just the Xbox coming out of suspend mode.
Yeah.
Which I noticed I've had stuff like that happen with the PS4 once in a while, but definitely noticed it more frequent with the Xbox.
So I've been trucking along with that. It still keeps drawing me back in. The more I play, the better I enjoy it. That is currently easily probably my favorite Assassin's Creed game. I think I might even like it more than the first or the second one.
It's pretty good.
I think I like the main character more.
Than Ezio?
Ezio was fine, but he was kind of a dick. Bayek is just Italian. Bayek is just, he's so good. I don't know. And maybe it's just I'm an old man in my life now, and I can relate to him more now. I don't know. Yeah. Well,
yeah, I forgot to put it on the outline, but yeah, I beat Assassin's Creed on the weekend.
Oh, nice. Look at you go.
Yeah, I beat it on Saturday.
Sweet. Do you know, I guess you don't know what your game clock was?
No, I totally should have checked that out. I'm pretty sure it's upwards of 40 hours.
Did you sort of mainline a little more towards the end there? Or?
Yeah, it kind of gets to a point where you just want to see what happens.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of where I'm starting to hit. I'm quite a bit higher level than the stuff around me. I think I'm level 30 now. And most of the stuff, even my story mission, I think is level 24.
Oh, geez, yeah. You'll catch up pretty quick because the end game stuff is, I think it's all level 37 or 38 even. Or maybe it's only 36. I'm level 38.
Okay, wow.
I finished it, and then obviously it's not finished per se. So I was going around after I beat it, and I'm like, I'm just going to bang out a bunch of stuff to try and hit the level cap. But it's leveling at that point where I'm at 38. It's slowed down quite a bit. It'll probably take me a couple of good sessions to get to 40, even from 38.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it definitely slows down. That's for sure.
I wanted to be 40 to try one of the next timed event. Though I was taking out guys that were level 40. I actually, so what I did after I beat the game, I was just cleaning up stuff like finding all those stone circles, going to ruins, and unlocking all the vantage points.
That's all the shit that keeps sucking my time.
I've unlocked the entire map now. I was just running around doing stuff like that, and there's some other end game stuff that pops up, which I don't really want to talk about until you beat the game.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But I did get a really, really cool item that involves doing some stuff in the game.
Nice.
Yeah, I went down and tracked down all the phylakes or phylakes. He says it funny when Bayek says it.
Yeah, I killed my first one on the weekend. I went back to the first area there
and killed the level 22 guy.
Yeah, he's the level 20 or level 22 guy or whatever. I managed to sneak up behind him and do a massive amount of damage. Took him below half health.
Oh yeah, if you sneak up on him, you'll do huge damage.
Yeah.
I find that after I beat the first one, you get a legendary. So I decided to go track them all down because you get a legendary for everyone you kill.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And then there's a main reward for doing the whole quest line. It's just an outfit, which looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
But the last few guys, they're like level 40, and I was taking them out at level 37.
Okay.
They're much harder, but they weren't one-shot killing me. But I kind of got like a god weapon in the game. I can't remember if I got it from just a random chest or if I got it from one of the earlier guys, but I got a light bow with health on hit. It basically just recharges your health when you hit enemies. It just makes you like invincible because you can take damage and you just whip up this bow and tag them a couple times and your life's charged up again.
Ooh,
it feels.
I want to see
pretty
if
awesome,
I've got that one.
Almost kind of broken.
I feel like I might have that bow. I don't use the light bows very often.
No, I didn't either until I started using this one when I started taking out tougher enemies. Because it's basically it's like a machine gun almost. I think you fire like 5 arrows in quick succession.
The thing that I don't like about it is I'm so used to pulling out the bow and then holding down.
Yeah, there's no this is
and
like,
with and with that, if I hold it down, it just shoots the arrows all at once, and I'm like,
immediately start shooting.
Crap! I just shot all my arrows and I'm empty now. Like it's kind of a weird thing.
But that health on hit perk basically makes it like it just refills your life.
Right.
So if you're in danger, it's just like pull it out and start hitting enemies. And it's like, oh, I'm full life again. Okay, I'm out of danger.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I'll have to definitely
OP.
look into that because that seems like it could be pretty helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find still like I don't die often, but there was a situation I ended up in, and like I got kind of surrounded by a bunch of guys.
Yeah, that's the only time I've died is when I get like ridiculously surrounded, and there's idiots running around on horses shooting me while trying to take out guys on foot, and it's like, God damn it, give me a goddamn freaking break.
That's kind of what happened to me. I was trying to take out a guy on a horse, and the other guys were shooting arrows at me, and it was just like, oh, yeah, and then I died, but. Even then, like, there's been a few times where, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, because most of the time I kill dudes in that game via, like, assassinations and stuff, I feel like I don't spend that much time getting used to the actual combat. So I feel like when I actually end up in situations where I need to actually use the combat, I don't feel like I'm prepared for it.
I'm pretty used to the combat. I assassinate, and then I get to a point where it's like, I'm going to kill guys. Like, unlocking, like, the chain execution perk is amazing.
Yeah, it was so helpful.
Which helps you kill multiple guys. I think I talked about it last week.
Yeah.
And then another really good perk is the smoke bomb damage.
Yeah.
You do the dodge, and you drop a smoke bomb, and for whatever reason, it knocks guys with shields down to the ground, and then you just destroy them while they're laying on the ground.
Yeah, that's real helpful.
Yeah, I beat it Saturday, played a bunch Saturday or Sunday, like cleaning up loose end stuff. And I'm like, I want to be level 40, and it's like I didn't get there, and I'm like, okay, I got to play something else. So I started playing Call of Duty again.
Oh, okay. And how are your feelings still pretty much the same? You play through the story mode? You've been playing multiplayer?
No, I played zombies. And
your brother-in-law sucked you into that, isn't it?
And played. No, I sucked him into it. He didn't care for it. He's been playing the multiplayer regular.
Oh, really?
On the ground.
Interesting.
No, I figured I was waiting for him while he was putting his daughter down, and mine was already in bed. So I just like, I'm gonna jump in zombies mode. I played the prologue, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna try and F around with this.
Right.
And lo and behold, I lasted like 14 waves and figured out a bunch of stuff to do in the mode.
Oh, nice.
For anyone who's not familiar with zombies mode, it's a cooperative multiplayer mode, up to 4 players. You basically versus just hordes of zombies. But it's not just a bunch of hordes of zombies streaming at you nonstop. They come in little waves, and there's little breaks in the waves. But meanwhile, you're in an area that's usually gated, and as you kill enemies, you build up currency, which allows you to, buy guns from random terminals that are in the world, because you only start with a pistol.
Right.
And I think maybe the pistols have unlimited ammo. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they do. But the second you buy any other gun, they have limited ammo.
Right.
So, say you buy a shotgun for 400. I can't remember the currency. I think it's just power points or power. I can't remember.
Interesting.
And, say you buy a shotgun. So now you have your pistol and a shotgun. If your shotgun runs out of ammo, you have to go back to the terminal where you bought it, and then you can reload it. And I think it's half the cost. But anyway, you start in a small area, and there's these gates that are closed. And as you kill zombies, you get the currency, and you can use to open the doors, which, bit by bit, the map gets bigger and bigger. And it's overlapping on itself. And it's like right now, it seems like a little German city. It goes into some tunnels, network, a sewer, and then there's like a bunker, which is what you're trying to get into. And actually, it gives you hints and objectives of what to do. It's like, turn on the power, and then you got to figure out how to do it. It's not exactly straightforward. To turn on the power, you have to turn on the gas for this incinerator that clears the sewers of all the zombies that are down there. And the generator's in the sewer. And then when you open the generator, the bunker opens up. And then in the bunker, you have to unlock the door to this other section of the bunker. But you have to find these switches. And anyway, it's a bunch of experimentation and like little, basically secrets. It doesn't really tell you how to do anything.
Right. Okay.
And as it escalates, the wave by wave, the zombies get a little more crazy, they get more powerful, which means you also, you have to buy new guns.
Right.
And
okay.
Then there's like,
do they still do the thing where you're like building barricades and stuff like that?
There's no. In the older ones, I think you were relegated to smaller areas and you would rebuild the barriers to slow them down.
Yeah.
You can't rebuild them in this one.
Okay.
At all. I think it seems harder than the last zombies mode. These zombies definitely take way more punishment. But it seems like you can also take a lot more damage in this one compared to the last zombie one. I feel like the last one you'd go down so quickly, whereas in this one you can take a couple hits. And it's more gruesome and scarier. The last one was like 80s music and more campy, like a bad 80s horror flick. And that was the theme they were going for, whereas this one's like dark, evil, nasty, or Nazi zombies that are just gross looking. Like they look really gross. And it always does the random jump scare. Like you'll turn around and it'll have like a loud noise and a zombie in your face. It's like so cheap. It's like, God damn it, you fuckers.
But it throws you off just enough that you're like,
And it just does that every once in a while. Like, it's like there was no one there. And then you turn around and there's a fucking zombie. And it's not just a zombie. It's like, it has that like horn like effect to like jolt you a little bit. So we played that a couple times, which is all right. I don't know if there's an end to it because I felt like there wasn't like, I remember complaining about the last one last year that there wasn't like a proper end. It just, you kept getting better guns and more powerful and opening more areas and fighting mini boss guys. I think this probably does the same thing, but it seems like this one, because of the objectives, might actually have like a proper end. Because it lets you choose a map or a campaign per se. So I wonder if there's more. I haven't deep dived into it enough to know.
Right.
We were doing it for fun, and then we got into regular multiplayer. Correction from last week when I was talking about it, the emblems, the perks, medals, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
They'll go across all the divisions, except for there is division specific ones that you can unlock when you hit a certain level. So I think I said it was per division, and Trevor told me I was wrong when I saw him. He's like, "You were wrong about that." I'm like, "Shut up." I said I could be wrong on this. So I was wrong. Those perks go across divisions, except for there are division specific ones. But,
okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, we played a bunch more of that. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't know why I'm enjoying it so much. Like at first I hated it because we were bad, but like we're more in the swing of things and I'm actually doing decent. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's just that good old solid Call of Duty multiplayer, even though it's World War II. I'm enjoying it as much as Modern Warfare 2 or whatever. Pulling off the odd kill streak, playing domination. It's just so fluid and tight. Like, you remember the old Call of Duties, and that's why you like them, right?
I've actually been really tempted recently to install Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yeah,
play through that again, because I realized I owned it because I bought Infinite Warfare last year, but I haven't even played it.
A lot of people are playing it still,
and I'm not gonna lie, the reason I kind of want to play it isn't for the campaign. I kind of want to play the multiplayer.
Yeah,
because that was the multiplayer that I got super into.
The multiplayer that blew the whole thing up.
Yeah,
that's what started it all.
So I'm kind of tempted to see how well it holds up with modern graphics, essentially.
I might
right?
have to install that. If you're going to install it, I'm going to install it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying World War II. Like, I'm having fun with the multiplayer. We tried that war mode, which is like the new mode.
Right.
I don't know what you would compare it to in other games, but it's attack and defend, but there's multiple points. So, for example,
wasn't there a Battlefield mode like that where you would attack a point, and then if you won that point, then the other team would fall back to another position?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exact. So it's objective based. So, like, for example, the one level is the storm the beach, right?
Right, of course, because you got to do that.
So the allies are storming the beach, and then you get up the beach, and then you got to clear out the bunkers, which are basically like 2 control points. And then from there, you got to go to what's the next one? I think you had to go into their base and destroy their radio equipment.
Okay.
No team finished this mode. It always ended at that point because it got pretty hard to get into that section of the area. But it's like, basically when you're on attack, the enemies have, they'll have walls and barbed wire and stuff, which you have to, set explosives to deal with.
Yeah.
So like when you're the Axis or the Nazis and you're defending the bunkers, you build like these walls. They don't cost, there's no resource to costing them. There's just like a cooldown to building them, which leaves you quite vulnerable. If an enemy like sees you building it, they'll just blast your ass.
Right.
But if you build a wall, it slows down the other team on attack because they have to set up explosives to take it out, right?
Right.
So there's a bunch of choke points, and you set up these walls, and basically the walls even have like gun holes in them. So you like have just a little hole that basically the attacking team is in the open, and you're like you're hunkered down pretty effectively. You're just like killing guys like crazy. That level, I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna say is it Normandy Beach? Is that the beach? The famous beach?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's Normandy, that one, because that's pretty much what it is. The other level we played was one where you escort tanks, almost like payload in like Overwatch.
Interesting. Okay.
And that one was kind of neat. That one was just a meat grinder when you were on when you were on the attacking team pushing the tanks forward.
Right.
I don't know. I swear to God, I died like a million times. There was this one guy who knew where to throw grenades every time, and I would spawn, get blown up, spawn, get blown up, and that one, I don't know. I liked it more, didn't like it more. I don't know. I don't know what it was about that one. I feel like it was a little better, but at the same time, when I was getting killed every 2 seconds, I was super frustrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, you basically just got to be near.
It sounds like that one map that you were describing, the Normandy Beach one. There was a original Battlefield 1942 map that was very similar to that, where you would like spawn, one team would spawn on like boats out on the...
Yeah, that's exactly,
and then you'd have to rush forward and try to get onto the beach, and then meanwhile the other team was sitting up top with machine gun turrets and everything else, just like laying down.
The interesting thing they do when you're on defense on that level,
mm-hmm.
they actually have a bunch of NPC soldiers.
Oh,
so
interesting.
It's not easy to tell who the player-controlled enemies are. So you're like mowing down these guys, and it's like, oh, those are just NPCs. They're like, and then meanwhile, off to the left, I get sniped by a proper player because I guess they do that to make it fair. Otherwise, they would just get destroyed. Because if there was only the players coming up and you knew to focus on them, they probably wouldn't even get up the beach. It would probably make that part very hard.
Yeah,
because they only exist in that point.
In the original, was it 1942? You could spawn at a certain point. You could get tanks, and then you could try and roll the tanks on the beach.
Yeah,
and it definitely helped, but it was by no means easy still.
Yeah.
So
this other map that we played, we had a hell of a time when we were on the attacking team, moving these tanks forward because you got to be near the tank,
right?
Pushing forward. There's 3 tanks, and then eventually it ends up being just one tank in the end.
Okay.
But you push them towards this first choke point. And then after you get to that, it's like, oh, we need to get fuel. So the second part of this map is you got to get to these 2 different points where there's fuel, and the defenders are obviously defending the fuel stocks. And if you're lucky, you grab it. It's almost like mini capture the flag. You grab the fuel and you take it back to your tank. And you have to grab I want to say 3 tanks. Maybe 4 tanks. And then you carry on. Same thing. You push forward again to the next section. And then so forth. And you're just pushing forward until you get to basically this bridge section of the map. And then it's done. Meanwhile, the enemy can build what they call hedgehogs, which are like those X-shaped bar things on the path. So you have to destroy those so your tank can go forward. And then you can also build on defense the same kind of thing so that they can't push your tank back any farther unless they destroy it. So, so it helps you inch forward without, them just killing you all and then easily being able to push you back a big distance, which they could if your guys weren't building those along the way. Anyway, it was fun. It was different. We did really bad on that map. We got worked. And I think it was a tie on the Normandy map. I don't know how many war maps there are. We just saw those 2.
Oh, okay.
It was alright. It got tons of experience. It felt okay. It was cool, very different mode, that's for sure.
Yeah, especially I imagine with like a Call of Duty game, because it sounds a lot more like a Battlefield type mode for...
Yeah, what is the Battlefield mode? There's a name for that mode. In Battlefield.
Oh man, I don't know why. I want to say it starts with an E for some reason.
I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's just called it's just called War in this, and it's it was alright. We went back to playing Domination. But I'm surprised.
Fair enough.
It's the most COD multiplayer I've played in a really long time. Really long time.
Yeah. I haven't played hardly anything besides Destiny and PvE games recently online.
Well, speaking of Destiny,
yeah,
we've been playing some of that new Destiny 2 expansion.
I have it installed. I looked at it last night and I logged in and grabbed my engram and pretty much logged out. So, how are you finding it? Is it everything you hoped it would be and then some, or?
I haven't beaten it yet. We've been playing through the campaign, me and Trevor. And I don't know how far we are. It seems all right so far. There's some really cool visuals.
Fair enough.
That I'm finding really cool, like new locales. Mercury's pretty neat. You get to go to the lighthouse.
Nice.
You see some really neat vistas in the Infinite Forest, and just visual styles that we haven't seen in the game.
That's cool.
It's really cool. Like, so far it seems neat.
So does like Mercury actually feel different than the other places. Because that was the one thing I gotta say I loved about Venus in the first game, is it felt so different than the other planets. Like so different. And then I played Destiny 2, and to be honest, like, they didn't feel that like Earth felt like Earth, but they didn't feel that different after you left Earth. Like, obviously there was a bit of the Vex on the one planet, so it feels Vexy, but it didn't feel, does that make sense? Like, there wasn't anything that felt really different. Not like, at least like that first time you go to Venus in Destiny 1, it just felt like this is completely different. It felt so different. And to be fair, even the moon felt really different in the first Destiny. Like they all had very visually very different.
Visually, color-wise, palette-wise, yeah, it's very different.
Oh, okay.
It looks quite different. And so far, I haven't beaten it, so I can't speak too much about it, I guess, per se.
Right.
Because I still haven't beat the campaign. I don't think I've technically opened, like, the actual public space for Venus yet. I don't think. I don't know.
Right.
We've been trying to do it together, so I haven't been, and I also, it just came out like yesterday, so
yeah.
You know, had I been able to poop sock the game, I would have probably beat it by now and maybe started complaining like some people have been online. But so far,
is it really that short?
Well, they're all short. Like, even Taken King was short. Like, most of them.
I mean, I feel like I remember the Taken King being 6 or so hours at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, maybe I'm remembering wrong or something. Like,
yeah.
Is this one really like a sit down and play it one time and
we've
get through it?
I think we've had a couple sessions. So we played in the afternoon, and then we played in the evening again. We haven't beaten it, so
okay. Are like long sessions or?
Yeah, a couple hours.
Okay, so you probably put 4 hours in, give or take?
Played 2-3 hours of it, and I don't think we're near done yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we got a ways to go still. I don't think it's the longest, but anyway.
Yeah.
I like what I've played so far. It's quite early, to be honest.
That's fair.
Might have some complaints next week when I get to actually dig my teeth in it. I haven't, I hit the old power level cap now. I'm 306 or something, I think, now. And the old level cap power cap was 305. They do add 5 more levels, so now the max level is 25.
Ooh.
The bright engrams are gone, and this season 2, they're called illustrious engrams.
Illustrious engrams. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So there's new ships, new cosmetics, new dances and emotes and all that nonsense. You get one for free, so when you log in with your character and go to the tower.
Yeah, that's the one that I got when I logged.
You get
when
one
I logged in for the first time.
So there's new sparrows and ships which look all cool, which really do nothing.
Of course.
I haven't got any of the new exotics. There's a bunch of new exotic gear and stuff. I don't think I've got a single exotic, but again, I've only had like a couple play sessions, and it came out yesterday.
Yeah.
It's You'll
have more time to get exotics.
Yeah, there's apparently a gun right now that's super OP that is probably gonna get nerfed.
I saw that. In PvP, it is like
it's just
wrecking shop.
It's melting people. So
yeah,
I've been hoping to get that gun so that I could enjoy that for a day or two before they nerf it. Kind of like the Vex back in the first game. That gun was amazing. But I feel like that gun was really good for a really long time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, who knows how long it'll take them to nerf this one. I mean,
they've added some new milestones. There's a new public event on Mercury. There's a new milestone for doing strikes now. There's a heroic strike playlist, which is nice. Just more stuff to get more powerful gear is always good. We actually did a Nightfall last week before the update came out.
Oh, sweet.
So I hadn't done one of those on PC. We did it with a whole 32 seconds to spare.
Wow.
With our new best friend from Australia. We were playing with a dude from Australia. I never caught his real name. I don't think he told us, but his PC player name was Tribute. And anyway, he was playing from Australia.
Wow.
It was like afternoon for him, and it was like evening for us, which was quite hilarious. He was awesome because, of course, he had an Australian accent. And yeah, it was quite surprising. I didn't think we were going to do it, and we managed to do it with 30 seconds left. We'd never done it before. Trevor had never done a Nightfall, and he'd never done a Nightfall before either, so they really didn't know what they were up against.
Yeah.
As did I, because I hadn't done that
particular one.
Strike as a Nightfall with those variables.
Right.
It was the anomaly one, so... The thing with Nightfalls that are different on PC or Destiny 2 compared to Destiny 1, in Destiny 1, the Nightfall was a difficult version of the Strike, where if everyone died, it was over. It kicked you back to orbit, and you had to try it again.
Ooh.
Which was good and bad. What it led to was everyone cheesing bosses and doing ridiculous cheese strats to beat them.
Right.
Because you didn't want to risk dying.
Right, and doing it all over again.
In Destiny 2, you don't go to orbit. You can all die. The way they make it hard, they have different variables. Like Prism is one of the variables where only certain weapon damage types effectively does damage to the enemies.
Ooh.
And that like rotates. So
oh, jeez.
You know, if you're
you're constantly rotating like
you have
between
to change
three
weapons,
guns,
or you guys have to have like a balanced party with everyone having one type of weapon to at least do damage.
Oh wow!
There are some tricks to that, like the hard light rifle now is an exotic. You can change the damage type, like through the menu quite easily. So that's like a good all round weapon. For stuff like that. But anyway, they have stuff like that. And then as well as...
there's a time limit on it, right?
Timer. Yeah, there's a timer. So certain versions of the Nightfall has it where you have to jump through gates and it adds 30 seconds to the timer. Or the version we were playing had anomaly.
Okay.
And what that is there's these little anomalies in the level and you have to shoot them. And they add 30 seconds to the clock, but they're like hidden and they're not immediately apparent where they all are. So,
right.
You know, you'd be in an area and it says on the screen anomaly detected, which means there's one in the vicinity. And it's like, where the hell is this thing? And then you'd be like running around the environment trying to find this thing, essentially wasting time.
Right.
It also had like a debuff where your shields didn't generate unless you ran. So you had to run to regenerate your shields. So if you took a buttload of damage, like standing there, it was like no good. You had to like run, and then they would start to recharge.
That sounds pretty tough.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to do it, and we did it, and it felt very good. It was very satisfying finishing that. That was pretty sweet. And
I could see how, depending on the modifiers and stuff, could make
apparently
that mode either like infuriatingly maddening or
apparently a
challenge.
Apparently last week's modifiers were like one of the easiest sets.
Oh, really?
Last week's was really easy, which I regret not going back to the PS4 and doing the Prestige Nightfall last week because I think that's like the only trophy I have. No, I think I have 2 trophies left. That and Trials of the Nine. I did go and I did quickly load up the PS4 version.
Okay.
The 4K resolution is immediately noticeable.
That's good.
As like it's not as ugly as it was before. I noticed that it does look better. It's less grainy for sure, but it's still 30 frames per second and looks like a freaking slideshow. It's like,
after playing it at 60 for so long on the PC,
it's like that famous saying, right? Once you go 60, you can't go back.
Yeah.
So, once you go 60, man, when you see it at 30, it's like, oh my God. It literally looks like, I don't know. Like I was doing a
running
public
at 30.
I was doing a public event and it just looked like enemies were just like their animation was like jumpy and jittery and not smooth. And then I go play it on PC and it's like, oh my God, you see like it's just I don't know.
It's so much more smooth.
If you didn't know the difference It's like one of those things is, say you could never afford or have something that could play something in 60 frames per second. I think you're better off living in the ignorant bliss of 30 and never seeing what 60 looks like, or else you'd just be like sad. Because like I was playing it on PC and then I go to and it doesn't look bad or play bad at all. But oh my god, I can't go back. I did not buy the expansion for PS4 because I just like, nope, I'm done there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I picked up when I ordered it on PC. I got whatever the version was that came with the first 2 expansion packs.
Yeah,
included. I didn't go for like the digital deluxe with the other stupid crap, but I did grab the one that had the whatever the expansion packs were.
Yeah.
Like it was like 79 or something like that.
So if you have a Pro or an Xbox One X, you've got HDR now and nicer looking graphics. So there is a buff, right? But
yeah, for sure. That's dope.
Yeah, that's about it. I'll have more to say next week when I actually beat it and get into some of the nitty gritty and see some of the changes for the end game stuff, which is not immediately apparent. Sitting down for 2 sessions.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of, I mean, what's always, I feel like, is kind of curious with these types of things, especially in Destiny. It's like, how much is this going to add? You know, am I going to play it for another 2 weeks? Am I going to play it for another month? Like, and it has just, so time will tell.
Yeah. I guess with that, my friend, we can get into some news. So, this news is now out of date and has been updated. Next week, PUBG launches on the Xbox One.
Wow.
There was a story out there saying that they were aiming for 60 and caught a lot of traction on the interwebs. And then, of course, Bluehole or PlayerUnknown, Brandon Green was like, we were aiming, but yeah, it's going to be 30 frames per second.
Yeah, I could see them doing 60 maybe on Xbox One X, but the regular Xbox One, when I heard they were trying to do 60, I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen on there with that game.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying is on the X, the update to the story is it's going to be 30.
That's what I've been hearing as well.
It's totally not out of the realm of possibility, but right now it's going to be 30, even though the internet blew up saying it's going to be 60. It's like,
no.
So that's unfortunate, but oh well. That's pretty exciting for the console space that it's
I think it's cool. I mean, so I still don't have any idea, or I shouldn't say, if you have a PC, I don't understand why you would play it on a console versus the PC, but if you don't own a PC, then sweet. If you want to get on the Battle Royale action, good for you.
Yeah.
I still can't imagine trying to play that game with a controller, but that part of it alone kind of makes me go, ooh. But, you know, lots of people play lots of other things.
Yeah.
On their consoles with controllers, so.
This next story is kind of funny. There's not much to say about it, but I saw this because it blew up on Saturday. This dude was pretending to play UFC, but he was actually just streaming the UFC pay-per-view on his Twitch channel.
Oh boy!
All the clips have been ripped down because I think he's probably gotten copyright strikes and whatnot.
And
so you
can't off the service.
You can't see the image anymore. Has he been kicked off?
It wouldn't surprise me, or at least suspended for a while. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he's been issued a ban on Twitch, so 24-hour ban. So he should be back now.
Yeah.
Apparently he gained a lot of followers because of
That's hilarious.
His social media blew up, but yeah, it's hilarious. It's too bad the clip's gone. It looked like a regular Twitch stream, and like he's in the bottom corner holding the controller, grunting and making noises like he's playing and commenting like he's playing, but it was actually just the UFC main event.
That's kind of awesome.
It's amazing that someone hasn't done that before.
I'm wondering if this is going to cause a bit of a problem, actually.
I'm
now
sure
Twitch is going to be like, oh shit, people are actually going to try to do this now. Now we're going to have to be even that much more vigilant about...
I'm pretty sure this is going to raise some new flags and get some attention.
Like, it's one of those things where it's amusing and I'm laughing about it, but at the same time, it's like...
at it. It's pretty ingenious that someone hasn't done it already.
But it's totally one of those situations where he just fucked it for everybody now.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're not allowed to stream a sporting event.
Yeah, I know.
You're not allowed to stream anything unless you got permission. There's such a huge question hanging over this whole streaming thing right now because of all the bad negative press and apocalypse shit, that like the whole legality of streaming in general, regardless of individual permissions from content like game makers. There's still a giant like copyright question floating in the air that a lot of these streaming services hope never comes to front, and
that's
is
true.
Anyway,
only time will tell what'll end up happening with all that, for sure.
So get it while it's good, right?
My point is this isn't going to help it at all. That's for sure.
No, that's what. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what I was alluding at.
Yeah.
So Monday was Mega Man's 30th anniversary. Jesus Christ.
Yep, that makes me feel super old.
So they had Capcom had a live stream commemorating it, and of course, to no one's surprise, well, maybe to some people's surprise, they've announced a new Mega Man 11, coming to Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Switch late 2018. It's a whole new Mega Man game with a 2.5D style graphics. A little bit different look from Mega Man. Some people liked it and some people complained because this is the internet world we live in.
Of course.
So that's pretty exciting. Also announced they're bringing back all the Mega Man X games.
I'm so in a weird spot, like with Capcom and their games, and I don't know. This just kind of worries me. Like, is this going to be a good Mega Man game, or is this going to be another? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like 9 and 10 were good, but 9 and 10 had the visual style of the old NES game. They were new games, but they actually went backwards in terms of graphic style compared to, like, say, Mega Man 8.
Yeah,
which was I think Mega Man 8 was a 16-bit game.
I believe you're correct.
Anyway, this one definitely looks like a new style, evolved, which is fine. They need to make Mega Man relevant. Mega Man should be so much bigger than he actually is. And Capcom has just seemed to have fucked it up over the years.
That's part of the problem, though, is I think like in some ways you have to figure out how to make Mega Man relevant, though. And I don't know if remaking the same sort of quote-unquote game without iterating on it is the way to make that happen, though.
Well,
because I guess that's kind of what I was trying to say. Like, is this really what I want out of a new Mega Man game?
This looks
2017.
It looks like an evolution.
Yeah.
Mega Man like changes with his power-ups as opposed to just changing color. I'm sure there's all kinds of new mechanics. I'm pretty sure they're aware of that. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited. I'm happy that there's a new Mega Man, and I'm happy that it's not old school throwback. Like, it's something new, because it should be new. Like, come on, we're 2017. We're not in the 90s anymore, right? I love the classic Mega Man, but that classic Mega Man is classic Mega Man. Let's bring him up to speed and give him some cool new gameplay and new graphics and stuff, and bring this character into the current times. I'm excited for that. They also announced, like I said, the Mega Man X games are coming. No word on whether it's going to be like a big collection or anything. They haven't said anything officially about that, but besides that, all the Mega Man X games are coming. And then the Legacy collections 1 and 2, that have been out for Xbox One, PS4, and PC, they're coming to the Switch early next year, which is great, because that's pretty cool.
Because that would seem like a
to be
good game.
Playing those games.
Yeah. Seems like that would be a good place to play those.
I will be purchasing that on Switch, that's for sure. EA boosts Battlefront 2 multiplayer awards. Whoopie ding dong. It's pretty funny. They came out with a big blog post saying, "Oh, you're getting more credits, you're getting more crafting material, you're getting more everything." And basically on their blog, all the comments were like, "F you, EA."
Oh man. They're not. I feel like they're clearly not listening to what people are wanting. People want them to revamp.
No, they gotta completely redesign
that whole system needs to go away.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's a progression system based around like random RNG roulette. Like,
yeah, it's awful.
You know, like seeing World War II, Call of Duty World War II, right? My gun has a level. The more I use my gun, I unlock mods for my gun, attachments for my gun, because I'm using my gun. My gun gets better. That's a pretty blatantly, dead simple, obvious, rewarding progression system.
Yeah.
I keep playing as infantry. My infantry level goes up. I unlock perks for my division. Wow, amazing! What a insane progression system. How did these guys come up with it? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just, and then yeah, the progression in Battlefront 2 just sucks. It's fucking terrible. There is no good in it. And to be honest, until they totally like just tear it down and revamp it, I don't think we're gonna have anyone's gonna have anything good to say about the multiplayer in Battlefront 2 anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to fix it in 6 months from now. It's not going to be a train wreck, and it'll be something
this
decent.
Is the end of the story. They can try and fix it, but it isn't a question of too little, too late. It's already too late. They fucked it up.
But that's what I was going to say. But the flip side of that is they may just end up not ever fixing it and trying to slap they may just try to change some numbers around for a bit till enough of it blows over and the hardcores aren't playing it anymore. And then they just drop the other stuff back in and hope that the people picking it up just
don't even know. They don't know any better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I don't have any faith that they're going to fix it. They're going to just dink around with it and try to pretend they're doing something, and it's just going to be the shitty system. I will be pleasantly surprised if they totally tear it down and rebuild it and revamp it to something that people actually want. Like,
I mean, I would love to. I would love for that to happen, but I think that at this point they're too. I think it would be too difficult. Their whole game is built around it.
Yeah, they're too far gone, right? Like, like the game's out. Like, you're talking about like a major developmental change to like the core of the systems.
Oh, huge.
Yeah. I hope they just lose the license and get punished brutally for their mistake. Or whatever else.
I'm sure they're not just going to lose their license over this game, because they've got other games in the pipeline already, and that's not how business works. But
HQ Trivia is coming to Android. You've probably heard about this game. It's been getting a lot of attention lately. It's the group live trivia show where everyone, you can jump in on. Right now it's on iPhone only, and basically it's live trivia. You jump in, you get a chance to win real cash. It's elimination. As people get questions wrong, the player pool shrinks, and then depending on what the grand prize is and who's left, it's divvied up by whoever's left standing after 12 questions.
Wow.
It's free to play, broadcast live twice a day on weekdays and once on weekends and holidays. This game started out with a couple thousand people in their games. They're upwards of like easily over 100,000 people a game now. It's been pretty crazy.
That's wild.
Cool. I'm excited to try that on Android. I don't think I'll
probably check it out once or twice.
I don't think I will ever win, but
yeah.
This next story is kind of neat. In Super Mario Galaxy, Twilight Princess, and a couple other Nintendo games are coming to NVIDIA Shield in China. So, like, NVIDIA and a Chinese distribution company made a deal with Nintendo. I don't even know how to pronounce this company's name. That they've got a bunch of basically Wii games that are playing on the Switch in 1080p.
You mean the NVIDIA Shield?
On the NVIDIA Shield, sorry. Who knows if they're going to come here on the Switch, because obviously we already know the Switch and Shield share very similar hardware. So if the Switch can do it.
The Switch is essentially the Shield in a different body with different controllers.
So if the Shield can do it, the Switch can do it. There's no comment. There was rumor of GameCube support for the Switch before launch, so that's cool. Like, I'd love to see Super Mario Galaxy in 1080p on my Switch. Thank you, please. Amazing game stranded on freaking crappy hardware. That would be amazing.
Yeah. No, that would be kind of cool. For sure.
The Division did a giant update, 1.8, new areas, modes, gear, weapons.
I've heard good things.
I think they have a free weekend this weekend as well. Man, I really want to get back to the Division, but it's too many goddamn games, and they all want to take up all your freaking time.
And the last time I tried to jump into the Division, I felt so lost. I felt like I would need to start over again if I was going to get into it again.
Just to relearn all the systems.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was just... And not only that, but so much has changed since the last time I played it. So much of it has changed since the last time I played it.
I'm just getting rid of this because that's not even worth talking about. Back to Destiny. A bunch of people are pissed off now that Curse of Osiris is out. Apparently, anyone who didn't buy the expansion, it's locked out people from a bunch of the high-end content, like the Prestige raid, and is it the raid or the Nightfall as well?
Really?
What else is locked out?
Interesting.
Yeah, because you don't have a high enough level to do them.
Oh.
The Heroic Strike list is also, you have to have the new expansion. It's not surprising. We went through this with Destiny 1. If you didn't buy the expansion, some of the weekly stuff just basically just ended.
I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day,
this is not surprise.
This is a game that is going to grow, and it's going to expand with expansions and with other free content as well. But at the end of the day, if you're not willing to get on board with the expansions, you have to be happy with what you've played so far. And you got to know that content is going to stop at some point, and you got to be okay with that if you're not willing to buy the expansions. That's kind of how I see it. I don't know, but that's just my sort of thoughts on it. Like, you can't expect, this game, like, you can easily get 60, 80, however many hours out of the game as it is. So is not sort of increasing that, I don't know, by forcing people to sort of buy the expansion. Yes, it's kind of a dick move, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of the way these things go. Like, with these new games as a service, like, if you're not willing to get on board with the service, you're gonna run out of content and you're gonna get locked out of stuff. Like, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
this next story is kind of funny. Well, it's not really funny, but I didn't even know this existed. Steam ends support for Bitcoin.
That actually surprises me.
I didn't even know they took Bitcoin.
I'm more surprised by the fact that they're removing it, because Bitcoin right now is going through the roof.
I know.
Don't
remind me.
$14,000 a Bitcoin or something like that now. It's insane. So it's kind of crazy to me that they're stopping that when Bitcoin seems to be exploding at the moment.
I had a third of a Bitcoin.
Oh, wow.
That I don't know.
I had a buddy of mine that had a whole one at one point. He sold it a while ago.
I don't know where my wallet is. I don't have that computer anymore. I'm pretty sure I printed it out because it's like a QR code.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to find it. Because if I did find it, that's like $4,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's freaking crazy. That shit's gone so insane. My buddy runs, I think, the one, if not only, Bitcoin bank machine in town.
Oh, wow.
And he's been into it for years. Yeah. I know back in the day, like, when it was easy to mine, it's must have been cool to pay for games with stuff on Steam with Bitcoin, because it probably just felt like free money in the early days, right? When no one was into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steam's complaint is that the transaction fees have just gotten ridiculously expensive. And with the volatility of the currency, like, it was 12,000 one day and then it's like 9,000 the next. Like, it's jumping up and down so much that they're just like, yeah, we're cool. We're good.
Yeah.
It's too volatile for us. And or who knows, with all the attention and shit that's been going on with Bitcoin, it might implode. Who knows?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I kind of understand that, because, like, how do you try and price games in Bitcoin when your currency is doing that?
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
So
it's an internet currency. What do you kind of expect?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, they're making a live action Pikachu movie, eh? Did you hear about this?
I did. What the fuck?
Did you also hear that Ryan Reynolds is apparently voicing Pikachu? Or is Pikachu?
I did.
That came out of left field, let alone what? I don't even understand. Is Pikachu going to talk?
I don't fucking know.
Or is he just going to do the Groot thing like Vin Diesel? Like
I said, I don't know.
It's kind of funny.
I don't know. Sometimes you just hear stories and you just pretend you didn't hear them and move on.
And Detective Pikachu can talk.
There you go.
This is going to be freaking interesting. I'm pretty excited for a Detective Pikachu movie. I do like Ryan Reynolds.
Me too.
It just seems like such a weird thing, though, doesn't it?
Oh, does it ever? You're just like, wait, what?
Yeah. So that's it for news. Let's get into our public service announcements. This weekend, if you have PlayStation Plus, you can get into the Monster Hunter beta. It's a PlayStation Plus exclusive beta this weekend, Saturday, December 9th, and it'll end on Tuesday, so you can get a chance to check out Monster Hunter World, which actually looks really freaking cool. I'm
actually super interested in checking that out.
Starting Friday, you can preload the beta. I'm going to download. I want to check it out. This game looks freaking cool. It might be my first foray into a Monster Hunter game.
I'm worried that I want to like it more than I'm going to like it.
Yeah, they're a little bit Dark Souls, a whole lot of grinding, but I know the people who love it, and
I know
they swear by it, and they get super sucked into it. So I'm interested to figure it out.
Yeah.
This weekend, by the time you download this podcast and potentially have listened to this, I doubt it because there won't be much time, but the day this podcast is available, the Game Awards will be on December 7th. Yeah, Thursday night. When's it start?
The VGAs.
Thursday, December 5:30 p.m. That seems freaking early.
It's probably what's that make it? 7:30 Eastern or 8:30 Eastern time?
Yeah,
that's why.
This event will be streamed live from the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles, California. Actually, we were at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles during E3.
Lucky you.
That's it. It's a cool venue.
Sweet.
Anyway, yeah, it'll be pretty much streamed everywhere. IGN, Facebook, Twitch. You freaking name it. I think you can stream it from your PS4, from your Xbox.
Oh, I'm sure.
This whole service or award show is basically streamed. It's not on TV. It used to be, but not anymore. Look out for
not at all anymore. Nobody's picking it up anymore.
It's not on TV at all. Look for some big announcements, some world premiere trailers, and so forth. We'll probably have a lot to talk about it next week. Well, maybe not. And then, of course, this weekend is also Saturday, Sunday is PlayStation Experience in Anaheim, California, which is the PlayStation specific convention. On Friday night, they have a showcase. And I don't know what's coming out of there. They've had a few big announcements in the past couple PlayStation experiences, so look forward to some announcements there. So that's Friday night.
Some pretty big stuff that's come out of some of the previous ones.
That's going to be streamed on Twitch as well, and I think on the PlayStation Event app as well, and on Twitch on the PlayStation channels. I'm trying to find the time for it, but I can't type and talk and at the same time. PlayStation Experience 2017. I want to say it's going to be like 7 o'clock because it's how to watch PlayStation Experience December 8th. Where is the freaking time? Come on. This is really good radio.
Yeah.
8 p.m. Pacific time. What did I say? Did I say 8? I think I said 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
We're talking about a couple of different shows here, so...
Yeah, so that's going to be
Game
8.
Awards is going to be earlier, and the PlayStation Experience is going to be later.
Yeah, they don't care about the East Coast, because who gives a shit about them? I mean, we love the East Coast. New York's the best. Yeah, so that's Friday, December 8th, 8 p.m. is their showcase presentation thing. So that's probably where we'll get the bombs. There might be some during the show. The show itself is Saturday and Sunday with their own panels and a bunch of live streams happening as well. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be exciting. Probably have some cool new announcements. Probably like release date for God of War. New trailers for some stuff we've already seen. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend. We're just, unfortunately, we're going to miss it all.
We are.
Well, it'll be on next week's podcast, but we're out too early to talk about it.
Oh, sorry. I was like, What do you mean?
We won't miss it. I'll watch it.
Where am I going to go?
Yeah, that's it for public service announcements. All we have left is our free for all section where we talk about whatever the hell we like. And did you put that note there, or did I put that note there?
I put that note there.
You put that note there. The Punisher has been out for a couple weeks on Netflix. Netflix Marvel exclusive. I've only seen the first episode.
I'm about halfway through, and that shit's real good.
Yeah, I got in a lot of crap from my brother because he's like telling me he's off injured from work, so he freaking
steamrolled through it.
Yeah, he binged watched it over a day and a bit, and he's like, "This is pretty freaking awesome. Have you seen it?" And I'm like, "I saw the first episode, and I really liked what I saw." And he's like, "Yeah, it's fucking awesome. You need to watch it." And I do need to watch it. It's been birthday parties, Christmas parties. There's just been so much stuff going on. My free time is like, besides sneaking in playing video games late at night, the free time has been minimal the last few weeks, and it's only getting worse as we get closer to Christmas. It's exciting, not exciting, because I'm like, oh man,
I hear you.
I want to play more games, but then it's like, I want to watch The Punisher. Do you like it?
Like I said, I'm about halfway through the season right now, and so long as they don't fuck up the ending or something takes a real awful turn somewhere along the line, this might be my favorite of the Netflix Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I've been hearing
it's really good. I really like it.
I've been hearing.
I like him as the Punisher.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome as the Punisher. I really like the first episode I saw. I do really like what they've shown. I like the pacing. I love the Punisher.
The only thing I will say with him as the Punisher, the only thing that kind of bothers me is he doesn't have the physicality that I feel the Punisher should. Like, he feels small is the only thing. Like, when he's on stage, like when he's on screen, like the Punisher is a big guy.
Yeah.
And you know, in the comics and even in the other films and stuff that he's been in, like the Punisher has such a presence, and I feel like that's the only thing that I feel is just not quite there. Like, he feels like a small Punisher is all. Like, still, I think he's like an incredible job. His voice and like his acting is awesome. All of that is amazing, but he just feels a little bit small. Like, there's a couple scenes, like especially in, like near the beginning, I feel like when he's like that scene where near the beginning with all those dudes.
Yeah.
It just, I feel like the Punisher should have kind of walked up behind those guys, and there should have been such a presence to him just from a physical perspective. Like, he's tall, he's big, he's, you know, whereas he's definitely got a presence, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I get what, like, you can't have it all.
No, I think he was also trying to be laying low and not getting attention.
No, and I, like I said, it's not even that. It's just, it's his size. Like, he's not a huge guy. Like for example, Dolph Lundgren, for crying out loud, played the Punisher in the 80s film, and like he's a big dude. Like, he is a big guy.
So they need to put him on blocks and shoot from angles to make him look big and imposing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's honestly my one real complaint with him as the Punisher. Is not really much of a complaint.
It's definitely pretty gory and violent.
Yeah, it's definitely gory ones. Yes and no.
Not like bad gory, but it definitely seems more violent than all the other Netflix ones.
It tapers down a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't keep that same pace crazy. It's got a bit of a slow, like it slows down a bit in the middle, and it's good though. Also makes sense. He is not a superhero with powers. He's just a guy with guns killing everybody. Yeah, pretty much. A total badass. So yeah, I'm really, really liking it. A lot. It looks rad. So I've enjoyed the one episode I've seen. Yeah. How many are there? Do you know? I think there's like 10 or something. Yeah. Yeah, there's not that many. So, I mean, you can kind of, they are all full, like close to an hour though. So, yeah. So it's definitely not a quick undertaking, that's for sure. But definitely worth it. Yeah. Worth a watch. With that, my friend, I'm going to say we have a show. Yeah. Episode 134, a little short and sweet. Heck yeah. For all you out there. Better to be good than to be too long, I think. Right? Sound good? Totally. You know. Absolutely. Once you go an hour and a half, you never go back? No. No, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to have a 2-hour episode next week after PSX and the Game Awards. Probably. You can follow me on Twitter at RickF, RICF. You can always come hang out with me on Twitter at Dane Cody, at DAYNECODY. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Don't listen to him. Go to Facebook. May as well be called that. I mean, just kidding. Facebook's great. Love it. Social media is the best. Facebook.com. We're Geekoholics there. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Geekoholics, and of course follow us on Twitter, Geekoholics as well, to keep up on what we're doing.
Right now we got a contest going. I'll retweet it again or get it to the top of our feeds. But I managed to sneak a copy of Assassin's Creed on PC that we're giving away. And I'm still working on the contest for the Super Nintendo Classic Mini. I've got it sitting here. It's in hand. I just got to figure out a way to do it that is worthwhile. It's really hard. You figure it'd be easy to make a contest where people have to enter a keyword for listening to the show into a website, but that's not as easy as it seems it would be. So I got to come up with something that makes it worthwhile.
Fair enough.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. Until next week, I'm going to say we're out.
Later.
Peace.